Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, ladies, welcome to Cozy Sips with Kat. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Ty.
Join us for a cozy sip while we chat about books, life, love, and sex.
Yes. I want y'all to hear this music a little bit. I just want to hear you grind to the music a little bit. If you're Usher fan like me, yes.
It's a whole vibe.
All right. Okay, so now let's get a little serious. As Cassie just said, welcome to our show. We just wanted to give artists a chance to shine. So, welcome to our very first episode. And we have our special guest, Miss Sherelle Green. She's going to be talking to us in a little bit. But before we get started, I want to introduce myself a little bit. I'm Ty, I'm formerly known as Ty Love. I'm dropping the love. So, y'all first to hear, I'm just Ty. And I've been writing romance for the last 3, 4 years. And so I'm glad to be here.
And I am Cassie Verano. I write interracial romance, steamy erotic romance. And I too have been writing for the last 4 years. Recently became a USA Today bestselling author with my girl Ty here. Yay! And we're just in this space sharing this vibe with you guys and just opening up a platform for readers and authors to come together and share what we all love, which is reading.
Yes. So today, as we get to know each other, a little bit about each other, and when I say each other, I'm talking about Miss Sherelle Green. We're going to make sure we address certain topics, things we think you would want to know about Miss Sherelle, about her books, and hopefully we just have fun as we talk. The first thing I'm asked, because the purpose of our show is to be cozy and have a sip of romance. So, what is your cozy sip? Every show we're going to start off with that. So, Miss Cassie, what is your cozy sip of today?
Stella Rosa Black, none other. And I got some blackberries in there too to make it a little
Mm.
sweeter. Yeah. What's
Stella
your
Rosa
cozy sip?
Stella Rosa Black is like my favorite, but I got some Diet Sprite for the night, so I'm making it look all fancy, but it's Diet Sprite for tonight. Okay,
There
I
is
gotta watch
nothing
my
wrong with
sugar. Gotta
that.
watch my sugar. So
Hey, as long as you cozy over there with it, it's all good.
I am cozy. So we're gonna go ahead and get started because we want to make sure Sherelle has enough time so we can laugh and talk and give her a chance to shine. So before I go, I just want to let people know how I met Miss Sherelle. I met Miss Sherelle 2 years ago at One Love reunion, and when I met her, her spirit just shined through. We literally went up to each other, was like, "Man, you just seem cool. You cool," and we just kind of kicked it from there and thought liked her personality. And then a few months later, she asked me to be a part of a Christmas series. We had a lot of fun, and so I'm very thrilled that she is our very first guest on Cozy Sips with Kat. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Miss Sherelle. She from Chi-Town, she from Chicago, so we got to give shout out
Up
to
for
Chi-Town.
down.
Yes, she is also a USA Today bestseller with at least 51 titles out there. She's both traditional and independent published. And for those who don't know that, traditional means like Harlequin, the all of anything that we're used to seeing at all the bookstores and all the Walmarts. These are traditionally published. And then we have the indies, which is yours truly as well as Cassie, where we sit and we are doing everything from scratch. So she's a combination of both. We might ask a little bit about how does she feel about doing both. And then I just want to say that she loves coffee and she's a well-traveled event planner. Huh. Might need you to plan something for me. And she's also good at graphics and covers because she did our covers for the Christmas series, which I thought was fab. And people love it when they see it. So I just want to give her a shout out and I'm let her introduce herself more than what we just did. So we're going to welcome Miss Sherelle Green. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Hey.
Really?
We're so excited to have you here.
Oh, I'm excited to be here.
Oh, and those Christmas covers, I love them. Those are
Oh,
fire. I love them. You did your thing on that.
thank
You
you
did
so
your
much.
thing.
Thank you. They're some of my favorites. Yeah. So thank you. Those are fun. That
Yes,
was
you did a good job with that. So what I do want to say is, what is your cozy sip of the night?
So I wish I would have got a cuter cup for it, but I'm drinking coffee because I'm obsessed. Um, and this is I actually saved it because I'm trying to only have one cup a day. So I saved my cup this
Oh,
morning so that I can have
wow.
it with you ladies.
Oh, I feel special because
I
Yeah,
I be
know
drinking.
it
They
was
want it in the
hard.
morning. They want it in the morning.
It was
I thought I
hard.
read somewhere that you collect mugs too.
I do, which is why. So what I have it in now is my husband had got it for me. It's the one that keeps your coffee warm for 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
So
Nice. Okay.
that's what I have in in this mug, which is not decorated. I need to decorate it, but I do collect coffee mugs anywhere I go. So even if it's just like if it's a state I've even been to a couple times, I'll still get a
Hmm.
coffee mug I probably haven't gotten before. And then when I go to other countries and stuff, I always bring them. So I think I have maybe about 80 of them packed away right now that you can't see. And then
Wow.
that's not even including all the ones on display in my kitchen.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Love
I'm
it.
What's
obsessed.
the
Love it.
most unique place you have ever been to in all of your travels?
The most unique place. Ooh,
Hmm.
I think because I got a different experience, I would have to go with Abu Dhabi, which is about like an
Nice.
hour away from Dubai. And it's
Nice.
because my best friend actually works out there. So she's been there for like a decade. So I've gone there 3 or 4 times now. And
Nice.
so we actually hang out with a lot of people who are actually local from there, but also a lot of different, people who are from other countries who maybe teach there. So it's a lot of people from Australia and other people, from different parts of Africa and Europe and New Zealand. So it's I think the coffee cup that I got from there, the inside is trimmed. I thought it just looked like, it just looked like gold, like a goldish color.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone they had actually told me that the reason it was so expensive is because it was pieces of actual gold in that, cup.
Oh, that is
Wow.
That
nice.
But I
put
know that
away.
they're like one of the richest countries in the world,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So
Hmm.
yeah,
I mean, they wrap their chocolate in gold. It's like,
crazy.
so
Crazy.
that's what
That
I
is
mean, but I
amazing.
love I love going there, and I love not just for seeing her, but just because the culture that they have there too. So
That's what I was going to say. There's got to be a broad cultural experience because you
mhm.
mentioned
Yes,
people from all different places coming there, like Australia.
mhm.
So I cannot imagine how awesome that must be.
Oh yeah,
Man, that's so
I love
cool.
it.
That's awesome.
Do you have a story that takes place in Abu Dhabi?
I have. So, do you remember when me and you had talked one time about how we've been sitting on some stories that we haven't
Yes.
gotten out?
Yep.
So I've taken my characters there before,
Hmm.
but I have a story that like just encompasses everything that I've experienced a little more.
Yeah.
Um, I have no idea why I've been dragging my feet on this story. It's almost like a part of me doesn't want to complete it because
Mm.
I don't know. It's weird. I have a whole bunch of theories as to why I probably haven't finished it,
Okay.
um, but I
Well,
need
we can.
to.
I want to know if Ty is going to get on you the way she gets on me about sitting on stories.
Yeah, that's like a pet peeve.
I should have told her.
And you need to jump on her. Back up off of me a
I should
bit.
have kept that to myself.
No, because I know some stories you just can't get to because you're so busy doing other things. But if there's a story that you are pretty much almost done or close to, you got everything in your head, go ahead and put it out there. Go ahead and let the world see it, especially
Yeah.
something like, that's such a experience most of us will never have. And I look at books as an escape. Like this is a way that you can get in and just, and so you would get people experience of Abu Dhabi because you've been there like not
I
most people might go
know.
once or never in their lifetime, and you've been several times. So I do stay on Cassie about that. But I can always
I
send
mean,
you a quick text
you
and
know
be
what?
like,
I probably need it. I need you to stay on me because I just don't even know. I have no idea what happened to that book. I don't have a good reason. So, like I have no good reason.
you sound like
You know,
Cassie. She never has a good reason though. She just be like, yeah, I
just
just I'm like,
I
no.
was just put me on blast. It wasn't about me.
I like that I'm not alone.
But I do want to read a story about that. I mean, because like that's not a
Yeah,
place I ever thought about visiting. But I
I
mean,
have definitely
knowing
have.
that you have been there,
Yes.
that you can actually take us there with the sights, the sounds, the smells, the dialects, the
Yeah.
vast cultural
Mhm.
experience. Like you can put us there in a way that an author that maybe just is researching it online won't be able to
Won't have the
do.
exact same
Yeah.
experience. Yeah.
And
Right.
I would love to read those books. So I'm
Oh,
pushing.
That's
thank
a
you.
whole series right
You're
there.
pushing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it
it's
is.
long. It's going longer than most of my work, so
Hmm.
that's another thing. It's just I notice I have a lot more to say when it comes to that one. It just keeps.
I hear you. Well, now that I know this, yeah, you might get a text periodically from me like, well,
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I need the
what is
push. I need the
what
push.
is your status on these exotical, like people say, exotical books that you can put out there in the world that people would love to experience and read?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think that somebody needs to have a sexual holiday over in Abu Dhabi. How do you pronounce it? Abu.
Abu
Blah.
Dhabi.
Yeah, that. They need to have
I
a sex
agree.
holiday over there. I think so. I think
Yeah.
they
I
need to
agree.
have a whole sex season over there.
I don't know. Let me
But who am I?
talk to some people and see if I can figure out what they have going on. Maybe it's
Mm.
something
Okay.
there.
So what book would you want to, share with us now that you want, whether it's your latest release, the one that's coming up, or just anything from your catalog that you like? I would like, this is something I want people to know about my
Ooh,
books.
um, my latest release was probably one of my funnest releases to write. My latest release is Make Them Confess. It
Hmm.
just came out in January, and it's about a woman. Her name is Navy, and she's divorced. She was in a 20-year marriage, and just basically knew that it just wore her down to the point where she
Hmm.
no longer recognized the woman that she was. And
Mm.
so she ends up getting stranded in a small Michigan town, and she stumbles into a tattoo shop, and she runs into um, five sexy men, and she's trying to
Five
figure
sexy men. Okay,
five
go ahead.
sexy men. And
That's
so
And
enough
in
for
a
me
she
right there.
tattoo shop.
One is enough. You talking about four
Well,
men?
but then she
Okay.
said they were in a tattoo shop, and
they
you
were
know
in a
tattoo.
tattoo shop. So they're tattooed.
Okay,
They
that's
were
Keep going.
tattoo
Keep going.
artists.
Keep going.
And so it takes her a little while, but then she realizes that one of them, she does recognize, they seem familiar to her. And then she realizes it's been probably about a decade since she's seen him, but oh, he knows my cousin, so she's familiar with him. But pretty much she comes at a crossroads roads where it's if she wants to go with the guy that she knows to go check on people and see if they're okay during a snowstorm, or if she wants to stay in the tattoo shop and bunk up for the night with the remaining four men, and she chooses to stay. So it was my
okay.
first reverse harem that had, multiple
Have to check
lovers.
that out. We have to check that out.
So it was, I mean, I had a ball writing that
I bet
story.
you did.
Yes,
It has an HEA.
literally,
It has an HEA.
literally,
Yes, literally.
literally.
And it has an HEA, but that one was fun.
Yes. So let me ask you this:
She
when you
had
do
eight balls, technically, Ty.
yes, technically, yes,
Eight of
you had a lot of balls. Yeah,
them.
yeah. So when you let me just ask you this though:
Oh,
when you did, what made you decide to do a reverse harem?
It was always so the idea for this story was actually
Hmm.
years ago. I was just waiting to
Okay.
get to the book. Because
Oh,
my stories all they kind of all interconnect. So it doesn't
okay.
whether it's books that I published through Kamani or books that I've published on my own, it's like they all have characters that can pop up, in different books and different series and things like that. So um that this particular one is part of my Naughty Season series. So it is surrounding a family, the Hood family, cousins who celebrate naughty holidays. Everything they celebrate is untraditional. So for Make Them
Mhm.
Confess, the naughty holiday in that book is Twixmas. So it's a naughty Twixmas. It's that time in between New Year's and Christmas that nobody likes to talk about.
I
So
know. That's a good one.
so
That's a good
that's
one.
the series is good. I just started the first book in the series, and I'm loving it already. So, it
oh, thank
yeah,
you.
it's
Thank
amazing. It's good. It's really good.
It's been
And I
fun.
usually don't like it when you start off, like when an author starts off going way back and you tell a whole story before you come
Oh,
back to present. Like
Oh, that's like
minor
my
flashbacks, I'm
favorite.
okay
That's
with.
like my favorite.
Yeah, I usually don't like that. The
Mm,
minor flashbacks, I'm okay with.
hmm.
But not the longer, we're going for a few chapters. But
When
you
you're in there
you
for a
brought
while.
you brought it. You brought it. And as a matter of
Oh,
fact, while I was reading, I wasn't ready to go forward yet. I was like,
oh,
let me stay right here in this space that they're in. But you did a wonderful job on that. So
thank
kudos to
you.
you. Kudos to you.
Thank you so much. And that
yeah.
wasn't even, I wasn't even going to go back in their story at first.
Mhm.
So
Mm,
when you said that, it's kind of, I kind of feel like I mean, I like to read both, but I feel like as an author, I don't tend to like to write about so much of
Mhm.
back then. I usually focus on a certain time period. So that story was different because I focused on so much of their lives.
Okay.
And I love that you love that part because that part
Yeah,
almost didn't make it in the book. So
I'm glad you did.
thank you.
Now, with that being said, let me ask you this. You got all these naughty holidays, you've got these foreign experiences, and all this stuff you've gone through. If your life were a book, what would the title be and why?
It would be But First Coffee.
Mhm.
It would be that
mm,
title. It probably people
nice.
probably think it's something a little bit,
That's
sexier.
nice.
But for me,
No, that's nice.
nothing starts without coffee. Like
Then
I
I feel
can't.
real special.
And it sounds like an autobiography
I
and
like
a
it.
little bit of an
I like it.
inspirational book at the same time.
It does. I
Yeah,
really like that
you
title.
should write
Wow.
that.
Yeah, really, for
Ty,
real.
you got
Like
to get on
that.
Right
I
there.
get
Ty,
out,
you
look,
got
let me like make a note to self.
because here's the thing: the book's already written because she's lived the experience. So Ty, you need to get on. Get yeah, you need
But
to get
first coffee.
yeah. But first,
Hmm.
coffee.
But first
Drink your
coffee.
coffee and then write the book.
Yep. Because
I
it's a
love
lot.
it.
It's a
Yeah,
lot
I love it.
that is packed with a lot. But first, before I go into it, coffee,
there
and
you
then we
go.
go.
That's beautiful.
It
That's
is.
Thank
beautiful.
you.
I
Very
like.
unique too. Uh huh.
If you had to say in your writing, what is your favorite trope to write?
Ooh, ooh. Um, that's hard, but I'm gonna go with enemies to lovers lately because
Okay.
I I mean, I think in my reader group, did a whole little apology message. I said, because y'all about to read so many enemies to lovers, not because I did that on purpose, but because after I came up with my outline and plotted out what the story will be, I realized it doesn't matter if they're frenemies. It doesn't matter if they really hate each other. It don't matter if they play hate each other. It's all enemies to lovers. So I was like, that was the base of what it is. So I feel like that's probably what I love to write the most. Um, yeah, I love the
With that,
arguing and everything.
yes. And the chemistry is usually chemistry. So let me ask you this though.
Mhm.
With that said, with that being your favorite trope, does that happen? Do you think that happens in real life? How often do you think that really happens in real life?
I know it happens in real life. I can pick out. I'm not gonna put them on blast on here, but I know of several people. In
Mm-hmm.
particularly, I have a couple coming to mind that I'm
Mm-hmm.
extremely close to. They just
Mm-hmm.
work, and they shouldn't, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That makes sense.
No,
The
no.
It's like
opposites attract thing.
yeah, and they're opposites attract, but they also I know that if they argue or they fight, they're gonna be rolling around the sheets later on in the day. Like that's just more
Because
their
that
way.
makeup sex is everything.
Yeah. Like
Makeup
if you
sex
plan
is
something and
everything.
then they disappear somewhere, I'm like, well, you at a party and you disappeared. Where did you go? Where did you go in my house? Should I you
Do I
know?
need to do I need to fumigate or what do I need to
Right.
do?
Go to the laundry room. Go to the laundry room and always check the washing machine, the top of the washing machine and the dryer.
Make sure it's
Something about that spin cycle.
good.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, you can see which one of us is the naughtier one. You could, yeah, yeah. She
I
she
feel
she
you.
come she comes with it. She comes with it. I'm like, oh, clutch my pearls.
No, I'm laughing, but in the back of my my mind, I'm like, I should have really, I don't know if I went down and checked the laundry room. You know, I was thinking that,
Check
but
the
she
laundry.
said it. I will next
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. You probably should
Check the
check the
laundry
laundry
room.
room because nobody ever goes to a laundry room at a party. It's a perfect place to go hide out.
Check the
You're right.
garage or the
You're
tool
right.
shed if you got one.
Yeah.
All the least expected places. Don't check the bedrooms. Don't check the bathrooms. Check the least expected places.
You are so right. You, that's what I do then.
She
You
really
have
thinking
to
now.
look right now.
You're really thinking. She's sitting there like,
I was
But
because
you know
it
what?
really crossed my mind. I was like, oh, that's so true.
But that's the thing about authors. Most of us are usually very visual, so we can imagine it playing out in our heads. So she's probably imagining this scene right now in her laundry room.
I was like, could they have got there? Yeah, they could have. Could they have? Yep, that could have happened. So that's what I was oh,
Okay, now for a little session of this or that. You ready?
yes.
What was the look for?
she look. I'd already told her. She already got kind of who you are, Cassie. Just a little bit of taste of who you are. So that's why she like, okay, let me get ready. Let me
Oh,
get
no, no,
ready.
no, no, no. I'm going to be good tonight. I'm going to be good
Oh, I see. I
this
was
time.
thinking that. I was like, I don't know if this is PG, this or that, or what is it?
I think it's
PG,
PG.
maybe PG-13, maybe.
I think, okay. Submissive or dominant?
Dominant.
Missionary or 69?
69.
Prude or freak?
Freak.
I'm about to say you ain't have to ask her that. You don't have to ask Sherelle that question. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Neck kisses or forehead kisses?
Oh, neck kisses.
In the park or in the window of a downtown hotel?
Hmm. Park.
Okay, I like that.
Ooh, that
I
was
like
fun.
that. Yeah.
Good answers. Good answers.
Um,
Okay. Okay. So, with that said, is there is there a scene that you wrote in your book that you actually did?
she like
Yes.
TMI, TMI. I ain't telling y'all all my secrets. So now we want to know which scene that was.
Yes. Now we're like, okay, which one?
Well,
All
I mean,
in your bedroom. We're all up in your bedroom.
it's, well, I mean, we all write romance, so but
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
what it is I don't know if y'all feel this way, but like sometimes if you're writing a scene and it seems a little bit different, you have to see if this can really happen or if you
Mhm.
can, you know. So I feel
It can
like
make
that,
sense.
yeah, that was something that like it was. I felt like you know, I don't always want my husband to feel obligated to have to. That's what I used to think. And then he was like, "Baby, if you need help with anything, I'm telling
Go husband. Go
you."
husband. We love the supportive husband.
You like use me however you need to use me.
I be sitting up here, I'm like, can that, I said, I don't know if that could work. Do your leg go that way? And then, too, I was like, it also makes a difference if you're talking about like, some people are more flexible than others,
That's true. That's
Hmm.
true.
you know? So I have to be like, if I can't go this way, could I go this way? Like, I don't know. I said, maybe people who are really flexible can go that way. So it's a whole bunch of different things that I feel like go into when I work
Well,
on
the
stuff.
things
So
you
yeah,
could do if
so
you
that
were double jointed.
I
Mm,
know.
mm. Which
Wow.
brings me to the next question: is there a sex scene that you wrote you actually want to experience that you haven't yet?
Yes.
And you're gonna keep
Oh,
that a
you want me
secret
to?
too.
And we want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes.
Yes, I think it's a scene. It's not necessarily the scene, but the place that they had sex and make them
Okay.
confess, which I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
It goes down in a bookstore, and that to me,
Ew. I love
not only was it
bookstores.
great to write, but I'm like, yeah, I would love to do that.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think it's the thrill and the anticipation of getting caught.
Oh,
That's
most
what's
definitely.
inspiring it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
that's
definitely.
Not to mention being surrounded by books.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's like the perfect place. Like I just go and I just sit and just breathe in when I'm in a bookstore. I just breathe in
Yeah.
and just and yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. That's something that can be accomplished though. That's something that can be
it
accomplished.
can be,
Yes.
especially if you have a friend who owns a bookstore, like somebody I know. I ain't gonna say no names.
So the house of flights,
And
you
you
know,
know
I fly
what? You flap. Like, well, no, no. But what's funny is that particular book owner actually is from Chicago, and she's bringing her bookstore up there. So
really.
yes.
So
So when
now you
she,
can live out your
yes.
fantasy.
So when she gets there, or when
That
she's on
would
her way
be
there, I will have to,
Do an
connect you.
introduction.
Yes.
that would
She's
be
originally from
amazing.
Chicago.
I'll open
Yeah.
that to come to Chicago. That would be so great.
Don't let us
Yeah.
see you on the news or on the tabloids, though. Don't. You know. But I
You
don't
know,
know. That might spike your book sales because your readers are gonna love that. Like she actually did. Oh, okay. So there's a just
put it on
you know,
TikTok.
putting it
You
out
got
there.
it.
So yeah,
You got it.
there you
My
go.
family would kill me. They'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, that's not me.
It might look
It,
like
look,
me, but it's
sing
not.
it,
It looks
Shaggy.
like me.
Shaggy, it wasn't me.
Exactly.
It
She gonna
wasn't
give
me.
a whole new meaning to the term book talk.
I think that was a good one. That was a good
Let
one.
me ask. So when you're not writing, what is your guilty pleasure?
When I'm not writing,
Hmm.
um, so I guess I'm not that great of a painter, or at least I think I'm not like as great as some people are. But that's something that I love. I love to
Nice.
do. Um,
Now the
I love.
paintings behind you. Did you do have anything to do with those?
No, I didn't do those. No, I do have some of
Okay.
mine up in the house, but they're in different sections. It's not as beautiful enough to be the background. But it is
I'm sure
something that
they're
I do
fine.
enjoy.
It,
I mean,
it,
But
there
they
it,
I
say
do.
beauty
I
is
bet
in the
you they're
eye of the
good. I bet
beholder.
you they're fine. I bet you they are beautiful because the way that you design, covers and graphics, I'm sure
Oh,
your
thank
paintwork is
you.
nice.
You're probably underestimating yourself.
Yes,
And they say beauty is
I'm
in the eye
sure.
of the
No,
beholder. You should put it out there and get an opinion.
that's just, like yeah, because I do love them. It's just so my husband is a great painter, so
Mhm.
he does.
Okay.
So when I see his stuff, I'm like,
You'd be like, I'm just gonna put this back to the side.
we'll put yours right there. We'll put mine over here. But maybe if I wasn't seeing that. But then
Which
even when I travel, it's something I do. Like I'll do different painting classes in different,
nice,
states or different countries.
nice. So you're doing like wine and sips everywhere. I
Yep,
mean, wine, no, sip
everywhere.
and paint, sip and
Sipping.
paint, sip and
Hmm.
paint.
And paint.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Which brings me up because you said this is the song that we started off the show with was "Here I Stand," and so you tell us a
Mhm.
little bit by why that song is important to you.
It is the song that my husband played when he proposed. Um,
Wow,
and then it's the song that he also played. He was extremely close to my grandmother too. She's kind of like she's a huge reason as to why I write. And we were both really close to her, and she passed away. And when I first finished my first book, I actually was keeping it a secret from my family. So I wanted to surprise them and say, "Yeah, I finally wrote my first full book because I had only been writing short stories up until that point."
hmm.
And so I was writing them at, his apartment. And every time I would finish a chapter, he would play a part of that, song.
Oh,
That is
And
so
so
sweet.
then,
That is romantic.
at first it was just playing a part of Usher. But then when I finished my first, like I waited to have so many, then he would go back and play that song. And so then it was our first dance song then too. So,
wow,
Oh,
mhm.
nice, nice,
So
nice,
it's
nice.
special.
No, it's more than special. That's really
yeah,
nice. That's
that
really
is.
nice. Thank you for sharing that with us. And we are coming to the close of our very first show. And I am so glad and grateful that Miss Green decided to grace her with her beautiful presence and charm and effervescence, and her spirit shines through. So I appreciate you giving us a chance and say, I'm going to come and be their very first guest
I
on
It
know.
has
Cozy
been
Tips
an
with
honor.
Cat.
It has. Now, tell everybody where they can find your works at.
You can find my work. I suggest going to my website for everything first. That's www.sherellegreen.com. From
Mhm.
there, it's all of the links to all of my books. My shop is on there, and then any links to any additional platforms. So each book page has a list of all of the links for all of my books. So that's my go-to one-stop shop.
And where can they follow you on social media?
You can follow. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Both of them are under at Sherelle Green, and Twitter's at Sherelle Green. I'm also on TikTok. I need to TikTok more, but I'm there too under
It's so
Sherelle
much.
Green.
It's so much. It's so
It
much.
I
is.
know
It
she's gonna
is.
get the right TikTok as soon as she gets in that bookstore and create
Oh,
the
that's
whole.
true.
Yeah,
No, that's it right
Go
there.
viral
That's
overnight.
a wonderful way to get all the likes and views that you that will go
But
viral.
yeah, also thank you guys for having me on. I'm excited. I'm honored to be the first person. I don't think I've ever been the first person in a new podcast. So I'm excited for that. But also for for you guys doing things for authors, having people on there, starting it. I know I kind of told you this already, but I feel like we could never have too much love in our community when it comes to things like this. So kudos to y'all
absolutely.
for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. So we will be talking to other wonderful art. I'm about to say artists. I guess we are artists. We'll be talking to more
We are.
wonderful
Let me
authors.
see that Sprite you over there sipping on, Ty. Let me see
No, it's right. That's the bad part. That's the bad part. I'm goofy without getting drunk. So getting drunk is a whole nother ball game. You'll see a whole nother side. But anyway, we won't get drunk
that.
on this show, I promise. But anyway, we really appreciate everyone who tuned in and hope you stay connected with us. And we'll be talking to you soon. I am Ty.
And I am Cassie. And remember, this show is pre recorded. So jump on to our next shows that we have and catch up to see who we'll be sipping on romance with next. Have a great night. Oh,
Yeah.
and don't forget to tell us what you thought about our first podcast. Leave your comments and all that good stuff. We love you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.